Hello, English learners, and welcome back to English Phrases Hub. My name is Jake.
And I'm Emma.
How are you doing today, Emma?
Honestly, Jake, I'm feeling like a total student again today.
Same here, and that's because we've got a really fun episode all about school.
Yep, we're talking about real English you'll hear and use in the classroom, whether you're a student, a teacher, or just curious about how people talk in school settings.
This is everyday English, natural, practical, and super useful.
We'll go over vocabulary like homework, assignment, pop quiz, and even what to say when you want to go to the bathroom during class.
Classic. And we've also got real dialogues, grammar tips, speaking practice, you name it.
So if you've ever been in a classroom and thought, what do I say right now? This episode's for you.
All right, let's dive in. First up, some key classroom vocabulary you'll want to know.
All right, everyone, grab your backpack and sharpen your pencils. Just kidding. But seriously, it's time for our vocabulary preview.
Yep, today's list is packed with school vibes. 15 essential words and phrases you'll hear in every classroom. If you've ever been a student or just watched a school movie, these are for you.
We'll explain each one, give examples, and hey, if you want to practice pronunciation, repeat after us. It's a great way to train your speaking.
Let's do this. First up, assignment. That's any task your teacher gives you, usually to finish in class or at home.
Like, our English assignment is due tomorrow. That brings back high school memories. I swear I used to do my assignments 5 minutes before class.
Laughs, same. My first assignment ever was drawing my family tree, and I totally glued everyone in the wrong order.
Hey, it's the effort that counts. Next, project. Now, a project is a bigger deal than a regular assignment. It usually takes a few days or even weeks.
And sometimes it's a group project, which can either be amazing or a total nightmare.
We've all had that one group member who disappears until the last minute.
True story. Example, we're working on a science project about volcanoes.
Ooh, I love this next word, recess. If you're a kid, this is probably your favorite part of the day.
Definitely. Recess is break time, when students head outside, play games, or just relax between lessons.
Like, during recess, the kids played soccer on the field. I miss recess. Adults should get that too.
Right? Okay, principle is next. Careful with this one, it's not principle like a belief. Principal with an "ah" is the person in charge of the school.
Exactly. You might hear, the principal visited our classroom today.
Next up, classmate. That's anyone who's in your class.
Not necessarily your best friend, just someone you study with. Example, I'm working on a project with my classmate, Sarah.
All right, word number 6, textbook. That's your main study book for a subject.
Usually full of lessons, exercises, and sometimes the answers, if you're lucky.
Laughs. Example, please open your math textbook to page 12.
Moving on, schedule. This one shows your class times and subjects.
Like, according to my schedule, I have history after lunch. And sometimes 4 math classes in a row.
Okay, deep breath, due date. This is the final day something has to be finished.
Like, the due date for the essay is next Monday. And no, you can't push it back by just asking nicely. Laughs.
Next is a classic, homework. Love it or hate it, it's a part of school life.
Yep, it's the work you do after class. Example, we had a lot of math homework last night.
Here's a more advanced one, syllabus. That's basically your course guide.
Right. It shows what topics you'll cover, what assignments are coming, and how the grading works. Example, the teacher gave us the syllabus on the first day.
Now brace yourselves, pop quiz. 2 words every student fears.
That's a surprise test, no warning, just surprise.
Like, we had a pop quiz in history today. Thanks a lot, Mr. Adams.
Okay, number 12, late or absent. If you arrive late, well, you're late. If you don't show up at all, you're absent.
For example, I was absent yesterday. Did we have any homework?
Next up, pay attention, something teachers say on repeat.
Yup. It just means listen carefully, stop talking. Example, please pay attention, this will be on the test.
Almost there. Word 14, turn in your homework.
That means hand it in, give it to the teacher. Like, don't forget to turn in your homework before class ends.
And last but not least, raise your hand.
That's what you do if you want to ask a question or answer one politely.
Example, if you know the answer, raise your hand.
And that's it. 15 must-know classroom phrases to boost your English.
If you learned just a few of these today, you're already speaking more naturally.
And hey, don't worry if you missed a couple. You can rewind, review, and repeat anytime. Maybe even write them down or make some flashcards.
And the best part is, you'll hear a bunch of these again in the dialogues coming up.
All right, it's time to jump into our first dialogue of the day. We'll play it for you once at a natural speed.
Yeah, and don't worry if you don't catch everything the first time. Stick with us. We'll break it all down together.
Exactly. Just listen, relax, and let's get into it.
Good morning, John. How are you today?
Good morning, Mr. Mads. I'm doing well, thank you. And you?
I'm great. Thanks for asking. Did you bring your homework assignment?
Yes, here it is. I worked on it last night. I hope I did it correctly.
Thank you. Let's see. Your handwriting looks neat today. But just a small reminder, next time, don't forget to write the date at the top.
Oh, right. Sorry, I'll remember next time.
No worries at all. That's what learning is for. Now, can you please take out your textbook and turn to page 10?
Sure. Okay, page 10.
Great. This is the start of Unit 3. We're going to read a short story and answer some questions. Are you ready?
Actually, Mr. Mads, could I go to the bathroom, please?
Yes, of course. Just don't take too long, all right?
Thank you. I'll be quick. Excuse me, I'm back.
Welcome back, John. No, where were we? We were about to read the story on page 10, I think.
That's right. But before we begin, just a quick check. Do you remember when your science project is due?
I think the due date is next Friday?
Correct. So don't leave it to the last minute.
No promises, but I'll try.
All right, let's get started then. Please read the first paragraph out loud when you're ready.
All right, that was such a realistic classroom scene. I loved how natural their conversation was. This is exactly how you'd speak in a real school setting.
Yeah, and shout out to John. What a polite guy. I mean, he handled that classroom like a pro. Let's go through the conversation and highlight some of the golden phrases and moments.
First, the teacher started with, "Good morning, John. How are you today?" Classic teacher move. Warm greeting, personal touch. It's not just, "Let's get started." It's, "How are you today?" It sets the tone.
And John's reply was spot on. I'm doing well, thank you. And you? So natural, so polite. This is a great phrase to memorize if you want to start your day in English the right way.
Then the teacher asks, "Did you bring your homework assignment?" That's such a useful question. Did you bring is in the past tense, and he uses homework assignment, which sounds formal but common in school.
And John said, yes, I worked on it last night. I love how he added, I hope I did it correctly. That's such a humble and thoughtful thing to say. It shows effort, even if you're not 100% sure.
And then he gives him a soft correction. Just a small reminder, next time don't forget to write the date. So polite, so gentle. Teachers often say things like that to keep feedback positive.
Right? He didn't say you forgot the date. He said just a small reminder. That's how you correct someone without embarrassing them.
Next, he tells him, take out your textbook and turn to page 10. Super useful. This is one of those classroom phrases that never gets old.
Totally. Take out your textbook and turn to page. If you're in a class, you'll hear these every day.
Then comes my favorite moment. John raises his hand and says, "Excuse me, could I go to the bathroom, please?" Textbook perfect. He used "excuse me" to get attention, "could I" to ask permission politely, and "please" at the end. All three together, chef's kiss.
And Mr. Mads replies like a pro. Yes, of course. Just don't take too long. He's setting a boundary, but he's still being kind.
And then John comes back with, "Excuse me, I'm back." That's such a small thing, but really polite. It shows respect for the classroom and the teacher.
I liked when he asked, "Do you remember when your science project is due?" That's real. Teachers are always reminding students about due dates.
And John answers with, "I think the due date is next Friday." That "I think" is a really nice softener. If you're not 100% sure, it's a polite way to guess.
And then finally, he says, "Please read the first paragraph out loud when you're ready." So gentle. When you're ready makes it sound supportive, not pushy.
Honestly, this whole exchange was full of useful phrases. Could I please? Turn to page. I hope I did it correctly. Excuse me, I'm back. It's a classroom masterclass.
And John nailed the polite tone from start to finish. He sounded respectful, confident, and calm. That's the kind of English we want our listeners to feel comfortable using.
Exactly. You don't need to sound perfect. You just need to sound thoughtful and kind. And that's what John did.
Okay, so we've listened, we've broken it down, and now you know what's going on in that classroom scene.
And guess what? You're already picking up the vocabulary. But there's one more thing we need to look at.
Yep, time to shine a light on the grammar hiding inside that conversation.
Don't worry, we're not going full grammar class on you.
No way. This is real-life grammar, the kind that helps you sound polite, natural, and confident when you speak.
So if you've ever wondered how to ask questions the right way in class, like when you need to go somewhere or need help, this next part is for you.
Let's jump into it. Grammar doesn't have to be scary. It can actually be kind of fun.
Okay, now let's dive into today's grammar point. And don't worry, we'll keep it fun.
Yeah, no boring grammar lectures here, we promise. Today's topic is actually super useful, especially in school. We're talking about how to ask questions politely using can and could.
Right. This is one of those things that can make you sound a lot more natural and more respectful when talking to teachers or classmates.
Exactly, because shouting, "Give me a pencil," isn't the best way to make friends.
Definitely not. Let's start with the basics. We use can to ask for permission or request something in an informal way. For example, can I go to the bathroom? Can you help me with this problem?
Simple, right? But then we have could, which is kind of like the older, more polite sibling of can. We use could when we want to sound softer or more formal.
So instead of, can I borrow your book? You could say, could I borrow your book, please? It sounds just a little more polite.
Yeah, and you'll hear this difference all the time, especially in school. If you're speaking to a teacher or someone you don't know well, could is often the better choice.
Here's a little comparison to make it super clear. Informal, can I sit here?
Polite, could I sit here, please?
Informal, can you explain this?
Polite, could you explain this, please?
Informal, can I ask a question?
Polite, could I ask a question? Pro tip, if you add please at the end, it's even more polite.
That's true. Please is the magic word.
Now, here's something important. Can and could both work in most classroom situations, but there's a slight difference in tone.
Exactly. Can I ask a question is friendly and casual. Totally fine with your classmates or even your teacher if you already have a good relationship.
But if it's your first day, or you're speaking to someone in authority, or you just want to be extra respectful, go with, "Could I ask a question, please?"
Let's do a quick little role play, Jake. You're the student, I'm the teacher. Go.
Emma, can I borrow a pencil?
And how do we ask politely?
Oops, excuse me, could I borrow a pencil, please?
Much better. Gold star for you.
Yes. See, it really does make a difference.
So remember this little formula when you need to ask something in class. Could I plus action plus please. Like, could I sit near the window, please? Could you explain number 5 again, please?
You can also start with excuse me to sound extra polite, like, excuse me, could I leave class a bit early today?
Teachers will appreciate that. And hey, it's great practice for everyday life too. You'll use these phrases in shops, at work, even when asking for directions.
Exactly. Politeness is powerful.
So next time you need to ask something in class, whether it's using the bathroom, asking for help, or borrowing a pencil, you've got 2 great tools, can and could.
Just remember, can equals casual, could equals polite, add please equals golden. Coming up next, we're switching gears to hear a conversation between 2 classmates. This one's all about homework, projects, and after-school plans.
Stick around, it's a good one.
Hey, Alex, did you finish the math homework assignment?
Ugh, not yet. The algebra questions were brutal. I tried number 4 like 3 times.
Same here. I stared at it for like 10 minutes before I even started. Want to work on it together after school?
Yeah, that would be awesome. It's always faster with 2 people. Plus, maybe we can figure out number 7. It made 0 sense to me.
Deal. Oh, did you hear about the pop quiz in history class this morning?
No, I wasn't there. I was absent. I had a dentist appointment. Was it bad?
Let's just say I totally guessed on half of it. Mr. Adams didn't even warn us.
Great. Now I'm even more behind. I should probably check the syllabus later and catch up.
Yeah, good idea. Speaking of school stuff, do you remember when our science project is due?
Oh, yeah. That's next Friday, I think. We really need to start working on it soon.
For real. We've only got a week. Want to meet in the library tomorrow after class?
Sounds perfect. I'll bring my notes and maybe snacks. Science is always better with snacks.
True. I'll bring the worksheet Miss Parker gave us. By the way, did she update the class schedule?
Yeah, she posted it online. We're doing lab work on Tuesday instead of Monday.
Thanks. I always forget to check the website. All right, so we're meeting after class tomorrow.
Yep, library at 3:30. Don't be late.
I won't. See you then.
Bye.
Okay, that was such a fun hallway chat between Sam and Alex. It seriously brought back memories of school life, homework panic, last-minute plans, and of course, snacks in the library.
Totally. That conversation was full of real, everyday English that students use with their friends. So let's walk through it and point out the good stuff, the useful stuff, and the classic, "Why is math like this?" moments.
Right off the bat, Sam asks, "Hey, did you finish the math homework assignment?" And Alex goes, "Ugh, not yet." That "ugh" says everything.
It really does. You can feel the pain in those algebra questions. And honestly, that kind of natural sound, ugh, not yet. It was brutal. That's what makes English sound real.
And then Sam suggests they work together. Want to work on it together after school?
Now, that's a useful phrase. You can use that with any task. Want to do it together later? Let's study after class. Super flexible.
Yeah, and I love how Alex responds with, "Yeah, that would be awesome." It's casual, friendly, and enthusiastic. The phrase, "it's always faster with 2 people," is also a cool way to say, "Help me!" without actually saying it.
Yep, then Sam brings up something unexpected. Did you hear about the pop quiz in history class this morning? That right there, pop quiz, is a classic school phrase.
Oh, yeah. If you're a student, you know what that means. Surprise, panic, and regret. A pop quiz is a short test you didn't know was coming. Teachers love them, students, not so much.
And Alex says, "No, I wasn't there. I was absent." That's another great word, absent. It just means you weren't in class. And then comes the reason. I had a dentist appointment.
It's such a good, simple way to explain something. I was absent yesterday. I missed class because I was sick. It's honest, it's polite, and useful.
Then Alex says, "I should probably check the syllabus and catch up." Now, if you're new to that word, the syllabus is like your course map. It tells you what you're going to study, when things are due, and sometimes even test dates.
Yeah, the syllabus is basically your school survival guide. Checking it when you miss class? Smart move, Alex.
Then they switch to talking about the science project. Alex reminds Sam that it's due next Friday. That phrase, due next Friday, is another common one in schools.
Right, and then comes this lovely bit.
Want to meet in the library tomorrow after class?
Love that. It's casual but clear. And honestly, the library is the perfect setting. Quiet, focused, and yes, snack-friendly if you're sneaky enough.
Yeah, Alex even says, "Science is always better with snacks." That line is so real. It adds personality and makes the convo feel like something you'd actually hear in the hallway.
And it's important for learners to hear stuff like that. Real, relaxed language. It's not all textbooks and grammar drills. Sometimes it's just, I'll bring snacks.
Then we get another school phrase. Did she update the class schedule? The schedule is the plan for what's happening and when. In school, it's everything. When you have English, when the quiz is, when your presentation is due.
Exactly. And Alex says, yeah, she posted it online. Lab is Tuesday now. So they're using natural vocabulary like schedule, posted, lab, online, all very real world and very student-y.
And to wrap it up, Sam confirms the time. So we're meeting after class tomorrow? Alex replies, "Yep, library at 3:30. Don't be late." You can really hear the friendship in that ending. Friendly reminder, casual goodbye. See you then. Bye.
That whole dialogue was packed with great phrases. Did you finish the homework? Want to work on it together? I was absent. Let's meet at the library. Check the syllabus. When is it due? Pop quiz. Don't be late.
And the best part, it felt like a real conversation between two friends. Not scripted, not stiff, just honest, friendly English that you can learn and use right away.
If you're a student learning English, or even just someone who wants to sound more natural, this kind of everyday talk is where the magic happens.
And if you want to practice it, stick around. We've got a speaking challenge coming up next, and it's your turn to try some of these phrases out loud.
Let's do it together, just like Sam and Alex.
Great idea. All right, learners, ready to speak? We'll guide you through it right after this.
It's speaking challenge time. Get ready to repeat some key phrases from today's dialogue.
We'll say the sentence first. Then you repeat after us. Nice and simple.
Okay, here's the first one. Did you finish the math homework assignment?
Repeat it with us. Ready?
Did you finish the math homework assignment? Great. You can also change the subject. Try, did you finish the science project?
Next one.
I was absent yesterday. I had a dentist appointment.
Ready? Say it with us, nice and clear.
I was absent yesterday. I had a dentist appointment. Now try changing it to your own reason. For example, I was absent because I wasn't feeling well. Go ahead, give it a try.
Awesome. Okay, here's a fun one from Alex.
Science is always better with snacks.
Love it. Let's say it together. Feel free to smile while you speak.
Science is always better with snacks. Nice. Here's another useful school sentence.
Let's meet at the library after class.
Let's meet at the library after class. Last one.
Don't be late.
Don't be late. You sounded great, seriously. If you spoke those sentences out loud just now, give yourself a high five.
And remember, practicing out loud, even just 5 minutes a day, can seriously boost your speaking skills.
You can even shadow us. That means you repeat everything we say, almost like you're copying our rhythm and tone.
Try replaying this section tomorrow and say the sentences again, but a little faster and with more confidence.
All right, friends, it is time for one of my favorite parts of the show, Listener Q&A.
Yes! This is where we answer your questions and help you feel more confident speaking English, especially in real situations, like the classroom.
We've got 3 awesome questions today, and honestly, they're so relatable. Like, every English learner has probably thought at least one of these.
Yeah, these are the kind of questions I wish I could have asked when I was learning a new language. So, let's jump in.
All right, first up, we've got a question from Yuki in Japan. Yuki asks, what's the difference between recess and break?
Ooh, great question. So here's the fun part. Both mean time to chill, but they're used a little differently depending on where you are.
Yeah, in American English, especially for little kids, think elementary school, recess is when you go outside, run around, maybe have a snack or play games. It's the best part of the day.
Totally. You're not sitting at your desk, it's time to move. But if you're in high school, college, or in the UK, they usually just call it a break.
Right, like break starts at 10:30 or let's grab something to eat during break.
So, quick summary. Recess means used mostly for young kids in the US. Break means more general and used by older students and in British English.
Awesome question, Yuki. Okay, next one's a good one. It's from Carlos in Mexico, and we've all been here.
Yep. Carlos asks, what do I say if I didn't do my homework?
Oh boy. All right, real talk. This happens. Life gets busy.
For sure. The key is be honest and be respectful. Don't go full drama mode and say, alien stole my notebook.
Please don't do that. Just keep it simple, like, I'm sorry I didn't finish my homework. I had a personal issue. Or, I didn't manage to complete it, but I'll turn it in as soon as I can.
And if you just forgot, hey, we've all done it. You can say, I forgot to do it. I apologize.
Teachers appreciate when you're real with them. Trust me, way better than blaming the dog.
100%. Okay, last one today. This is from Amina in Egypt, and it's such a helpful one for the classroom. She asks, if I didn't understand something in class, how do I ask the teacher to repeat it?
Yes, Amina. First of all, gold star for asking. So many people are afraid to speak up, but it's totally okay to ask for clarification.
Exactly. Teachers are used to it. It shows you care about learning. So, here are a few easy and polite phrases.
Try saying, "Excuse me, could you repeat that, please?" Or, "I didn't quite catch that. Can you say it again?" Even, "Sorry, I didn't understand. Could you explain it one more time?"
Another great one is, "Would you mind saying that again a little more slowly?"
So polite, so useful, and hey, you asking that question might even help other students who didn't understand either.
Teamwork makes the classroom work.
I love that. All right, big shout out to Yuki, Carlos, and Amina. You guys asked awesome questions.
And hey, if you're listening right now and you've got a question on your mind, send it in. You might hear your name in a future episode.
And that brings us to the end of today's episode. We covered a ton of useful classroom English, and honestly, I kind of want to go back to school now.
Same. This episode made me miss lunch breaks and pop quizzes. Okay, maybe not the quizzes.
Yeah, we can skip those. But seriously, whether you're in school now or just want to improve your everyday English, this vocabulary is super practical.
And the best part? You can practice right after this with our homework challenge.
That's right. So here's your homework. Don't worry, no grading involved.
Challenge number 1. Choose 3 new words or phrases from today's episode and use them in your own sentences. Write them down or say them out loud.
And challenge number 2, practice asking for help in English. Try saying something like, "Excuse me, could you repeat that, please?" Say it a few times until it feels natural.
If you're feeling bold, share your sentences with us on YouTube, Instagram, or wherever you're listening.
And don't forget, you can always rewind this episode, listen again, and shadow our conversations to improve your pronunciation.
So make sure you hit that follow or subscribe button so you don't miss it.
Until then, keep practicing, keep smiling, and remember, learning English is a journey, not a race.
And we're with you every step of the way. Thanks for hanging out with us today.
Bye, everyone.
Take care, and don't forget to raise your hand.